Okay, Niraj, welcome back to Joe's entertaining and educational feedback of your project. We're now going to move on to the design, and this is what we're looking for. So, I've always had a quick look through it, but you'll notice we've got data dictionaries again, record structures, validation, file organisation. But we start off with an overall system design and a modular description. So that's good. I'm perfectly happy with an IPSO. I was kind of hoping for like a little top-down design module chart, something like that. This blurby thing is fine, I don't mind it. It doesn't really jump out at me, the modular structure of it though. It's kind of a rough and ready reckon. It's alright, it's fine, but I can't see how the different parts of the system are going to fit together. We then sort of cut to processes. So you've kind of missed out the data structures altogether. And really what I was hoping for is, where are we? That this sort of thing, but rather than being from the point of view of the current system, it'd be from the point of view of the new system. So literally, what variables are you going to store? Unpicking this. But okay, input of days they can work, checkbook checks, data. I mean, this isn't structured English, Niraj. This is way too light. Let's have a little flow chart. Sales information, find sales for weeks, add up all the hours of find total. I mean, these are supposed to be for inputs, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Again, this doesn't make sense, I'm afraid. Way too light, way too low. I mean, if they're just inputting, okay. Way too low, way too light, way too. I mean, I've got no idea what you're actually calculating. We've got a little structure table here. This is a stepwise refinement table, isn't it? Or maybe it could be used as top. Okay, let's have a look. Calculate top game, get final games, calculate top number, calculate the top game, get the final. I mean, I kind of need to know what that is. Okay, so that actually this should be here, shouldn't it? That should be lower down. If this is 0.1.1, that should be above 0.2. So that needs to be moved sort of down to. Oh, it's auto numbered. Okay, I hadn't realised it was auto numbered. Yeah, basically, I'm sure these are out of order. And again, it's a little. I can't work out how you're actually going to write that algorithm. Now, maybe you don't, and you have to come back and tidy this up. Cash out total. I mean, certainly, if this was all of the processes for your system, then I'm afraid your system's simple and you simply can't pass with that. So there better be some more complicated algorithms out there. We've got a little bit of top-down design here. Cash out on park. Find. Calculate the total cash out on park. Find the last figure on the game. Calculate the payout. What? I'm afraid that doesn't make sense to me. Rocky chart. Bonus made. Find games. Calculate bonus made. Calculate bonus target for each pence. Calculate. Okay. I'll be honest with you, Niraj. There's a lot of work to do with those processes. Now, I know processes aren't exactly your strong point, so you're going to need a bit of help with these, which is fine. we also need to make sure that we add some complexity. If we're not adding it in processing, then we need to make sure we're adding it somewhere else. Because at the moment, that's simple, mate. I'm sorry. And simple means failure. Where's that? I'm sure we talked about that rotor timetabling. I mean, you can't... No. Come on. This rotor system was supposed to really pick out how many people you need and then collect the data in, and then actually, rather than the manager having to work out whether there's enough people working, actually tell him whether there's enough people working and keep hassling people until he's got enough people working. No. There's no looping there, Niraj. This is no. Come on, you could have done better than this. I don't think you've thought about this in any great detail. I've talked to you about it in more detail than this. So let's move on, because I've stuck in your GUIs because they were in separate files, and that's a bit naughty. You need to stick them into your document. Now I know I said, yeah, it's fine, you can just scan them, but they're barely readable. So I'm sorry, Niraj, I can't see how you're going to turn this into a screen, because it says bonus sales sheet. Oh, that's output. Where's the inputs? Oh, okay, this is a report. This is all outputs. Alright, maybe I can just about follow that. Let's go down to the next one. Because obviously I didn't know what order they're in, because I'd just taken from a folder. Grr. Title of document. What? Availability. Check boxes, boolean, true or false days. Names. Days, what? Manager, site, not full staff. Oh, okay, so you got bits that only show up for different people. Oh, I like that. Add, edit, manager, add, edit. Is this for inputting staff? I'm guessing. Game. So this is like an admin screen. Okay. I mean, where I'm saying what the hell's this, I think we've seen this one, haven't we? So let's go back down. Then you need to sort of pick up on that and sort of give a bit more detail. Okay, this looks like a flowchart. Email SMS, unique staff. I'm not sure what. Is this how they link up? What's this one? That looks like stuff we've already looked at. I mean, again, I didn't really look carefully about how I do the flowchart. Overall profits. I'm not quite sure how it's finding that data. Oh, here we go. This looks a bit more interesting. Store rotors, get final rotor. Get final. That sounds like you're inputting it, mate. It really does, rather than calculating. Send final rotor to emails on Facebook. Save on laptop. So you are going to output to Facebook. Okay, that's good. Stuff emails. Look, the core of your... So you haven't done this bit. The core of your system has got to be calculating those rotors automatically, and having it so that the manager has to do no thinking. All the things that the manager has to think about at the moment, you've got to do. In order to get a bit of complexity. I mean, yep, that output to Facebook will give you a smidge of complexity, but only a smidge. I'm a bit worried that you've not got any data structures in here at all. I'm a little bit worried that you've got no normalization yet. I'm also a bit worried that you haven't got any processing yet. So yeah, okay, I'll live with the HCIs for now, but if we cut to the old feedback document, it's okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, I prefer top-down design, you know, hierarchy chart, so that's missing, that's missing, that's missing, that's missing, that's missing, that's missing, although in fairness you might not have both of those, but you still have the validation. The process are really, you've had a go at it, that's not really there, you're not doing that. That's okay. Plan data capture, annotation, makes our rationale. There's no rationale there. Sample of under. Okay, I don't know if they're all there, but there's some there. I'll put okay, but need more annotation. Needs explanation. Description measures, it says there was no security, and there needs to be security. Description of measures plan for security system, okay, it's not there. And there was no test strategy, Niraj. I'm whinging on, I completely forgot about this bit, because it wasn't there at all. But now you could have done that, because you've got all the inputs and you've got all the inputs, and you've got the outputs. Even if you don't understand the processes, you know what's expected to be in and out, so you could have done that. And again, you could have worked out the validation, even if you don't really understand how you do it programmatically. You remember validation from last year. You know that, you know, you can have range checks on ages. You can have range checks on currency inputs, type checks on names. That should be there really. So there's a blinking lot missing actually, Niraj. A lot missing. You're going to have to really put your foot down and focus on this, because to be honest with you, I don't think you can really develop your system with the level of design you've got in here. If you don't really understand how you're going to do it, you've got to really sort of be hitting VB and just prototyping, knocking off, working out how to do things. Then when you've worked out how to do something, go back and design it. That's fine. But just work on lots of little things. Okay, Niraj. Realistically, with the level of complexity that I've seen this design, if it was perfect, it would still only get 40%. If we assume there is going to be the complexity there, in the state this is in, it's of 20%, 15%. I know that might be depressing because you've probably put a bit of work in here, but seriously, you're nowhere near, I'm afraid.